Poslavsky. Łukasza.
So we had an hour-long meeting with Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu, where for the very first time he has confirmed to CNN News 18 that he does not intend in any form or fashion to annex or occupy Gaza. He's made that absolutely clear. He says it's not Israel's intention to occupy Gaza for an extended period of time. There is going to be a cabinet meeting where he expects his cabinet to approve what is an intensified military campaign that is going to be time-bound. That's the other thing that he has mentioned to us. That is going to be a time-bound military campaign, which is going to be defined in the next, let's say, 2 or 3 months, where the objective is twofold. One, to destroy Hamas completely, militarily. Right now, Israel has control over about 75% of Gaza. They intend to make that 100% of Gaza by the end of this intensified military operation. But at the same time, for the very first time, the Prime Minister has made it absolutely clear that there is no question whatsoever, no intention whatsoever of the Israeli government to either occupy or annex Gaza for a significant period of time. So what then is the military objective? The objective is twofold. One, to destroy Hamas militarily, entirely, in its entirety, and two, to free the remaining hostages. Now, Israel believes that there are about 50 hostages who are unaccounted for. About 20 of them, Israel believes, are still alive. Now, whether or not they are, we don't know. Israel will have to go in with its military operation inside and then see what is there in Gaza, what remains in Gaza of the fate of the remaining hostages. But Israel believes there are at least about 20 of them who are currently still alive, and they are hoping that they can rescue as many of these hostages, the ones who are alive. So that's the twofold objective of this mission in Gaza. He also spoke to us about what's going on in India and between India and the United States on this whole business of tariff wars. President Trump tariffing India at 50%, 25% on the reciprocal tariffs, and 25% on import of Russian oil. So making it the highest tariffed country in the world, along with Brazil, 50%. And I asked Prime Minister Netanyahu, given that he's good friends with both India and the United States, he's friends with both Prime Minister Modi and President Trump, how does India navigate this? And he said, look, there has to be a common ground. There is much common ground between India and the United States. When it comes to this issue of tariff, a win can be found, is the word that he used. A win can be found for both sides. He said it is in India's interest and America's interest and also Israel's interest that this current sort of stalemate or this current tariff war that's been going on between India and America be resolved as quickly as possible. He also said, and this was his understanding, that in Washington right now, there is a basic understanding that India is a natural partner, and he sees this ongoing sort of trade tension or this tariff war as a bit of a temporary phenomenon. He said it's an obstacle, but not something that cannot be overcome. Also, he spoke about cooperation between India and Israel and its defense forces during Operation Sindoor. He said, I can comment on what is already publicly known, which is the Israeli weapons. I think he was referring to the drones, certainly the Israeli Harrops were used in Operation Sindoor. And he said it was once again shown in Operation Sindoor how good these weapons platforms are. And he said the reason for that is because Israeli weapons are not just grown in a laboratory or developed in a laboratory. They are tested in the battlefield. They're battle ready, and that's why they worked well during Operation Sindoor. So it was an extensive conversation. He spoke to us for over an hour, and the big headline point is this. Contrary to media reports as recently as earlier this week, which seem to indicate that the Prime Minister wants to go in, he wants the Israeli troops to occupy and to annex Gaza and be there for a significant period of time. The Prime Minister has clarified on record that that is not the case. Israel has no intention of occupying Gaza for an extended period of time. There is going to be an intensified military operation to take control of the remaining 25% of Gaza, which is not in Israeli Defense Forces control, which is currently in Hamas's control, and thereby Israel is hoping they can get the remaining hostages back home to Israel alive. This is what the plan is. The cabinet will vote on this particular plan as early as tonight, is what we're given to understand. The Prime Minister is hopeful that his far-right coalition partners, represented by the National Security Minister's Party and the Finance Minister's Party, will back this move. Those parties, of course, want Israel to go in and occupy Gaza for a more extended period of time, if you will. But the Prime Minister has made it absolutely clear that he has no intentions whatsoever of any kind of, overextended stay in Gaza. He also said, in as many words, that once the cleanup operation is done, they intend to give Gaza and the control of Gaza, the governance of Gaza, to an international body which will not have any representatives, either from Hamas or from the Palestinian Authority. But Israel has no intentions whatsoever of occupying or governing Gaza. That is not the intention whatsoever. Israel will, though, have some kind of a security perimeter around Gaza, which means that anything or any person who goes into and out of Gaza will be controlled by Israel. But other than the security perimeter, which is going to be on Israeli territory, Israel has no intentions of occupying Gaza or annexing Gaza for an extended period of time.
Been fighting so long and so hard that they don't know what the they're doing.